What's up, Ian here, and this is my first impression, quick unboxing and graph measurements of the CCZ Warrior IEM. Now before I begin, I'd like to thank Keephifi for sending this to me and making this video possible. Appreciate it very much. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted, and Keephifi will be watching this video together with you guys, okay? So as usual, right, I will open this up, go through the price, the specifications, the accessories, and then I'll measure it with my measuring rig, and I'll listen to this for the first time, and then I'll let you guys know my impression of how it sounds like, okay? Now please note that this is not my full review, so after this video I'll listen to this for a longer period of time, and then I'll come up with another video at a later date, okay? And also this video will be timestamped, so for those of you who want to skip around, please feel free to do so. Okay, so let's open this up and remove the plastic so that I can look at this without the glare. Okay, so CCZ Warrior, this is a 1DD+3BA hybrid driver IEM. Okay, so there's 4 drivers per side, and this is now retailing for $34, right? $34 US. You get the one with the mic. If it's $33 or $32, you get the one without the mic. I suggest just go for $34 lah. You can get a mic. Now let's just quickly go through the specs behind here. So the sensitivity is 108 at 1 kilohertz. The frequency response is 20 to 20,000 hertz, and the impedance is 18 ohms. Alright, so driver is 3BA and 1DD. Alright, so it's a 10mm dynamic driver lah, huh? Right, so let's open this up and see what's inside. Slides out like that, and then you have your plastic. Oh, I got no fingernails. Need my knives help here, or pen knife. Okay, let's remove this cover. See the contents inside. Okay, so you have paperwork, which I'm not gonna read. Then ear tips, I guess. Ear tips. Okay, and what's in this box? Cable. Take a look at the cable themselves. Okay, so very familiar cable. Now let's take a look at the ear tips first lah. So this ear tips, right, is very typical of CCZ. I've seen this ear tips before lah. So it's got like a notch sticking out here in the middle, the center core. Okay, and it's quite a soft ear tip. Right, so I'll try this ear tips later, right? Not today. And then, well, I'll be trying it because it's already here on the IEM themselves. Now this cable, one look, I know I've seen this cable many times, and not a fan of this cable. So it's a braided cable. I think it's 4-core, yeah, 4-core braided cable, and yeah, it looks pretty thin lah. I mean, for $32, can't expect much lah. Okay, so yeah, this cable is braided, 4-core, as you can see. It's link braided, it's not loop braided. Okay, so you can see you can't actually unloop it. Okay, so it's linked, and then you got a termination of 3.5 headphone jack here, and Y splitter is made of plastic, and you got your chin slider, which is made of plastic as well. And on one end where it splits out, you have the microphone. Okay, this is the version with the microphone with a button here, so you can answer your calls and play and pause your music. And then ear hooks, pretty okay, soft, right? Soft ear hooks, not a very stiff one. It's leaning more to the stiffer side, okay? And then this is the shielded 2-pin TFZ connector. Okay, right, so that's for the cable. Now let's take a look at the IEM themselves. So this is the IEM. So you got a clear front shell, front face plate, and you can actually see the innards of the IEM themselves from the front faceplate. Is there any plastic? No. Yeah, you can actually see it inside, and everything is clear. I mean, it's like a smoked finish, and you got some gold trims on the edges. And on the inside, right, you got this fin here, which is a rubberized fin, something different. I mean, I've tried the coffee bean and the melody, I think. Yeah, so it's the same type of fin, okay. And then you can see the dynamic driver here, and near the nozzle, right, you can see the BAs, okay, somewhere around here, right. And the 2-pin connector is on the top. The nozzle is made of brass and it's kind of wide, so it's quite wide type of nozzle with a perforated mesh, well, mesh, not perforated, mesh filter, right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out my measuring rig and let's measure these CCZ Warrior. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I brought out my rig. So I've got my usual coupler, my cable, my Yingwu cable, and I've got the foam tips, which I always use, and the CCZ Warrior. Okay, so I've done all the calibration already, so just to save time and save for you guys watching, going through that. So let's just put the left side into the coupler. Okay, and now let's go to the computer and let's start the measurement. First, let's give this a name, CCZ Warrior. Okay, and let's check the levels first. Okay, 87 dB, that's very good. Let's begin. Let's see how it looks like for the left side. Okay, so this is the measurements for the left side. Looks quite promising. Okay, so let's take the left side out from the coupler and put the right side in. Alright, now let's go back to the computer and let's measure the right side. Let's check the levels first. 87 dB, so that's pretty good as well. So let's start the measurement, see how the right side looks like. Oh wow, the channel matching is pretty good. Okay, so now looking at this, sub bass is rolled off, the mid bass is quite, I mean the glide is quite smooth to the lower mids, and the gain to the upper mids is roughly about 2K here, and there is a dip here for the presence, I mean just before the presence at the upper mids, which is good. It's not going to be too bitey and too harsh, but at the brilliance area here there is a peak at the 8K, and this 8K, it may be the artifact from the coupler and the tail end of the treble, which looks like it's got quite some air. Okay, so let's take out my iPad and let's listen to these CCZ Warrior for the first time. So be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I brought out my iPad and I've got all my usual setup, which is my USB-C dongle from Apple. I've got my Yingwu cable and I've got my CP145 ear tips. And the only thing different is this CCZ Warrior IEM. Okay, so let's put this in my ear, see how they fit. Very comfortable as expected. I'm very used to this shape of IEM with the fin, and they fit my ear just like a glove. Alright, so let's fire up the song, which is Go Down Hour by Jake as usual, and let's listen to this for the first time. Let's go. The piano sounds warm, forward. Kids and the birds chirping is somewhere at the background here, so it's pretty good. Imaging is good. It's got some height to the sound stage. The lead singer is quite close. In fact, it's quite intimate, very intimate sound stage. And this IEM is quite sensitive. Okay, this the bass impact is quite a good impact. Okay, this is the part where there's the rumble. I don't hear much rumble. I mean, the rumble is there, but I can hear it is quite subtle, and the extension of that rumble is quite, yeah, It's not a very extended rumble. This part here in the golden hour is the treble is quite, well, it's not a harsh treble actually. I can hear it snapping on this side. Yeah, so the lead singer actually sounds quite intimate, quite a closed-in type of soundstage. But I can hear it's very clear, the snapping. And there is the tapping sound here. It's quite a good clear tapping. It's got that little bit of that crispiness. Very good impact. The impact is a good solid impact. Does bleed a bit though, but is not by a lot. Imaging is very good, so I can hear the snapping on this side. And the now lead singer sounds warm. It's got a warm tone to it. A good note weight, quite a heavy note weight to it. And the treble, right, simple strikes and a high simple strike, that tapping sound sounds crispy, as I mentioned. And it got that a bit of that brightness. Yeah, I can hear a bit of brightness. It's not very intense, and it's not a very bitey type of treble. Kind of light. The violins are in. Violin sounds quite sparkly, and positioning is very good. It's on this side, which is the solo violin, which I always hear is on this side, and then the background violin floods in. So sound separation is pretty good. Yep, very nice. Stage itself, it's got some height and width to the sides, but it's a closed-in type of sound stage. Alright, so let's pause the song. Alright, so CCZ Warrior, this is 1DD and 3BA, and soundstage is intimate. Well, good imaging, good sound separation, and warm tone. The note weight's a little bit on the heavy side. The sub bass is a bit rolled off. Mid bass is impactful, kind of bleeds a little bit. The mids is a bit forward. I can hear the pianos is warm, and yeah, treble is good. It's got it's bright. It's got good gain to it, and a good kind of sparkle. Right, I would say a little bit of sparkle there. Not harsh. This is not a harsh treble, and not sibilant. Definitely not sibilant. Right, so this is my very first impression of the CCZ Warrior, and as I mentioned again, this is not my full review. I'll listen to this a bit longer, and then I'll come up with another video at a later date. Okay. Right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I entertained you guys, and if I did, please give this video a thumbs up. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you guys in the full review of this CCZ Warrior. Cheers.